pleasant sound. I like that. News Radio 95, WXTK. It's Jim Kane sitting in for Ed Lambert. We'll get right into it. This is a fascinating yet strange issue. Motorcycles. My guest right in studio at this moment is Lionel Souza. Lionel,
yes.
Correct pronunciation?
Yes.
The Barnstable County rep for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association, massmotorcycle.org. The Barnstable County rep. A couple of big rides, motorcycle rides coming up this spring and summer. The one I've been talking about most of the morning, Big Nick's Ride for the Fallen, which is in July, and the First Responders Freedom Ride in May. Why this is an issue is how many motorcycles, first of all, will be participating, do you think, in either or both events? Well, both events.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And the Big Nick's Ride really powers them up. We fill up where we start off up at Jailhouse,
Yep.
at Otis. We completely fill that place up.
That's 1,000 plus.
Easy.
Yeah.
And all the money's generated, for all the soldiers lost for protecting us.
Right. This event takes place, let me just get the date, July 24th. Again, as Lionel mentioned, it starts at the Barnstable County Correctional Facility. Leaves there, heads to the Bourne Rotary, goes on the Sandwich Road under the Sagamore Bridge to 6A, takes 6A from Sandwich to Barnstable into Yarmouth, down Tucket Road, North Dennis, Station Avenue, and it essentially wraps up at the Dennis Yarmouth High School on Station Avenue on that date. Thousands of motorcycles and riders involved.
Yes, and people that don't have bikes show up, donate some money.
Yep. So, why is this news?
Because we have a gentleman in Yarmouth that lives nowhere near where these bikes ride, is complaining about noise, which he's also complained about vehicles, but he's somehow brought up motorcycles. And he wants the police department to check every single motorcycle before they go on the ride for pipes.
And whether they pass the threshold or come in under the threshold of decibels.
Right.
Do you think that's going to happen?
No, it hasn't happened yet. And, and I can't see, the police department themselves, they have their own work to do.
Right.
Unfortunately, they've got far more things to worry about than a motorcycle pipe,
right,
or a vehicle or anything else.
So we have now a citizens petition. Anybody, that's our democracy at work, can petition your town government in this case is this what the petition's about, to have the police test the decibel levels?
Yes, and then the other warrant, he wants it being reported, how many motorcycles they pull over in a year's time.
Sorry, say that again. They want to.
He also wants the police department, to report to the town that how many bikes they've really checked out and find out how many passed and didn't pass.
Oh, so this is a year-round bike riding weather.
He feels the police are not doing the job, and they're out there doing far more.
Well, do you know what? And not that we can express that decibel level necessarily on the radio, but do you know what the maximum decibel level of a motorcycle is to just casually driving down Route 28?
Well, the pass the test could be 99 decibels.
99 decibels
above that
is too loud.
Right.
Okay. Do you think most of these motorcycle Harley-Davidsons we're essentially talking about?
Well, some, like I've got baffles in mine.
Yeah.
Mine's it's not loud, but it has baffles.
Yeah.
That's what he's looking for. I have baffles.
Right.
But we have a thing for the MMA, when in town, throttle down.
Yes.
And we try to pass that to, educate our people on bikes.
Right.
We do have some people that, rev up being an idiot. But that's our philosophy as far as when in town, throttle down.
Yep. I usually hear that. I can hear the highway from my house, and I'm an early riser, and I think most folks, they know when it's sort of quiet out. You can hear a bike on the highway.
Right.
And they're revving up the speed, and it's 55, 65, whatever it might be. But that doesn't bother me. Then you have your nice Sunday afternoons where a group rides together, and for that few moments, it might be 10, 12, 15, maybe 25 people riding.
Correct.
And then it's gone.
But remember, the more motorcycles together,
Yeah.
is going to be noise.
Right.
That's no different than a playground with a bunch of kids.
Right.
There's going to be noise. We've had that problem in Yarmouth before, that playground on 6A. They complain about the kids making noise.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you have a bunch...
it gets louder.
Right.
It just is, it's nature. It's News Radio 95, WXTK. If you have a question for Lionel Souza, who's our guest until 10 o'clock, 508-775-9985, 1-888-WXTK-951. We're happy to talk to you about the issue. Lionel, you got some things coming up to address this issue. Can you address those meetings?
Yes, April 4th, this Monday coming, at the West Boswell Community Center. The MMA is having a monthly meeting. We suggest anybody that's interested in helping us out to show up.
Okay, it's April 4th at 7.
It's at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9, and it's located on Route 149.
And what will be the agenda there?
The agenda is going to be about the noise pollution for Yarmouth. That's the main one, but we'll have other issues to go over, safety. And then we're getting everybody ready for the May 7th Yarmouth meeting when they try to pass this.
Who's going to pass? Who's going to try to pass?
Well, they're having the voting May 7th. So we're just getting in Yarmouth.
Gotcha. Right.
So we're just getting prepared for that.
I'm reading here, Harris Contos is the citizens we're talking about, submitted a pair of petition articles calling for required muffler screenings before large motorcycle rides and the public release of noise testing results. His past 4 attempts at addressing motorcycle noise have been essentially kicked out, no, take it elsewhere.
Past 2 years.
Well, forget it. Yeah, past 2 years. Of course, he's exercising his constitutional right of petition. That's fine. Is it more, well, they call these kind of people gadflies, they just can't help themselves. They just got to throw themselves in the mix. And, is it really a noise thing, or do you have any opinion on that?
I feel the man has no life. He sits around all winter long figuring out what to do when he comes to the Cape.
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of. He has no life.
All right. We got tons of calls we're going to get to as much as possible before the interview's over. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. My guest is Lionel Souza, the Barnstable County representative for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. Rick, good morning, Rick. You're on WXTK with Lionel.
Hey, good morning, Jim. Good morning, Lionel. How you guys doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
Great. My name is Rick Gleason, and I'm actually the legislative director for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association, so I wanted to chime in here.
Please.
What Lionel's been talking about is obviously, what we're facing here. This gentleman, this petitioner, he does have the right to bring these special articles to town meeting. He's got the required signatures, and obviously we respect that because, again, that is his right to do so. However, what we're running into, it just seems that he's focusing only on motorcycles and motorcycles only. One thing I've noticed, we just went to the selectmen's meeting last week where they actually voted to not support these bills and kind of enter an unfavorable recommendation for the upcoming May 7th town meeting. But he specifically says that the testing is gratuitous and really of no value, yet he cites the regulations that actually define the testing, how to do it, and what equipment to use in his special article.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very convoluted argument that is just not enforceable by the local police department, and we have a big problem with that.
Well, it's bizarre that it gets to this level of, you guys are doing good. I talked about it earlier this morning, Lionel, before you came in, that, riders are some of the most philanthropic people going. Groups, motorcycle riders, you're supporting tons of great causes. And to see someone just to poke your eye with a stick about it all for an event that doesn't last all day, it's just
and it goes right by your place.
Yeah, boom, it's over. Well, Rick, are you going to be able to attend the Barnstable County meeting, the Lionel's meeting on April 4th? Are you going to be around for that?
Yes, definitely. I'm a resident of South Yarmouth, so I will be there. That's April 4th at 7 o'clock. We're inviting all riders to attend. And then obviously the town meeting is May 7. These special articles will be heard. They're special articles number 37 and number 38. So we're asking riders to be prepared for that. And one thing I do want to point out, Jim, is I did hear you in your opening monologue, and you were talking about the motorcycles, and you said that was the motorcycle sound is the sound of
Freedom.
freedom. Appreciate that.
Getting goosebumps. Thanks a lot, Rick. It's the last, freedom. America, freedom of speech. A lot of America has gotten corporatized. I think of like the Super Bowl, right? Great American event, great sports event. Millions of Americans participate, but it's corporatized. It's all commercialized. It's sponsored by this. What do you get any sponsors on your sweatshirt there? I see the logos for
MMA.
MMA. Simple as that. Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. A lot of and it's the freedom of being. It's I'm not telling anybody anything they don't already know.
Basically, we're for safety, motorcycle safety.
Yep. A lot of responsibility. These guys. And what does it? Look twice, save a life. Is that
basically means if you're in intersections? Vehicles take left-hand turns constantly, wiping people out.
Yeah.
Take your time, look twice, and save a life. Don't just look and go. Look again.
Yep. All right, News Radio 95. We'll get in Dick before the break for Walt Perkins update. Good morning, Dick. You're on WXTK with Lionel Sousa.
Yes, my question to Lionel would be, is there a backing? Does he have many backers against it as he is, or is it just him and a few? Any idea how many people are in favor of the noise reduction?
Other than the one citizen in Yarmouth?
I mean, are there a lot of people that are complaining that they'll leave it?
Oh, no, there isn't. They have checked with the police department. They have no complaints at the police department. And all he needed was 10 signatures. Could have been family, could be friends. So there is not a lot of people complaining about it. They're more on our side.
Okay, let's squeeze in Bill real quick. Bill and Brewster, you're on with Lionel Sousa. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
First off, you've been talking kind of derogatory about the guy that put the petition in, and he's just exercising his right.
No, we've acknowledged that.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't drive a vehicle, a car, that makes the noise of a motorcycle. I wouldn't get an inspection on it. And I swear I see these guys on motorcycles driving around with straight pipes. Here again, my car wouldn't pass inspection with that.
Okay, do you have a question for Lionel?
What right does he have to make this noise?
All right, that's, that is automobile and, people that drive trucks.
He's complaining about automobiles also, but he's only singling out motorcycles, which the gentleman is probably, he's right. If the car was making a lot of noise, it won't pass.
Right.
But a motorcycle and a car with a two-cylinder versus a car with an eight-cylinder is totally different.
Right.
And we do, I got to agree with him too, with the guys with the straight pipes. That's what we say, throttle down when in town.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot revving up your engine.
Right. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. Lionel Sousa from the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. He is the Barnstable County rep. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. We'll take it right to 10 o'clock. It's News Radio 95. Let's check in with Walt Perkins. News Radio 95 WXTK. I'm Jim Kane in for Ed Lambert. My guest is Lionel Sousa. He's the Barnstable County rep for Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. And I just want to read something real quick here. The Bass River Rod and Gun Club people will be in attendance at this meeting April 4th, standing with us, the Mass Motorcycle Association, opposed to these motorcycle articles. And he also goes to say the president of the gun club also has a special article seeking to change the number of signatures for special articles from the current 10, meaning 10 signatures, to 100 in hopes of slowing down this individual or other individuals with future petitions. Frivolous petitions. 10 signatures,
It's nothing.
Yeah, you can get that in 5 minutes.
Right.
100 is more. Yeah, you get sort of...
You get an idea of who's against it.
Precisely. So Lionel is my guest. Let's go to Phil in West Yarmouth. Good morning, Phil. Do you have a question, or what are your thoughts on the topic?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
In a way, I can kind of see this guy's point, and I'll tell you why. There's always, like any topic, there's always a couple of rogue guys that the first thing they do is punch out their mufflers, and they got this thing for noise.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at one point or another, all of us have had the ground shake with a couple of these dopes that, think that the best thing in the world is revving up an unmuffled bike. But, the real responsibility, these have to be inspected for safety and for noise annually. So, the real responsibility falls back on whoever does the inspection. They have a sticker, like all cars do, that they have to fold up and keep on their person, But, that being said, he's looking at it through his own rose-colored glasses. The majority of these rides are for a purpose. They're not out there just to make noise. They're for a good purpose, something that, normally benefits the community.
Right.
But I also think that going from 10 to 100 signatures, it may sound good in this particular scenario.
Oh, I think it sounds good in all scenarios, personally.
I really don't. I think
you get 10 people together that are, miserable cranks, and, they'll waste anybody's time.
Undoubtedly. But in a true democracy, that's how it works. And keep in mind now, these days, the old adage, majority rules, very seldom apply. So it's something everybody needs to think about. Normally, it's the opposite.
All right.
Today, but
well, thanks.
That's my 2 cents, guys.
I appreciate you participating, Phil. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. Lionel, anything?
Oh,
the petition, you like the 100 signatures.
of course, because it doesn't matter what it is they're going to do. You'd have to have more people to be against something. There's only 10 people.
Yeah. Okay. Bob and Marion, you're on with Lionel Souza. This is News Radio 95. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. With these loud pubs and all, there's always a small group that spoils it for everybody else.
Right.
Correct.
But there's one thing that's going to happen, and it's coming more and more motorcycles are now required to have catalytic converters. Once you put those on a muffler system or an exhaust system, it's going to quiet down all the bikes. You'll still have the old guys with their carburetors and their straight pipes and stuff, but as time goes on, I think you'll just slowly see that peter out.
Well, the majority of them with the straight pipes are a lot of the older bikes, 60 and older. And they never came with baffles or anything.
No, that's true. But, it's, like I said, it's always a few, whether it's 4-into-1 or straight pipes on the twins, so on and so forth.
Correct.
But I think
You're right on
after a period of time, they're going to start inspection for emissions on motorcycles, and that's coming. Harley-Davidson did it. They didn't switch to fuel injection because they don't like carburetors. It's just so they could pass emissions.
Right.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. My guest has been Lionel Souza, the Barnstable County rep for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. The big meeting, April 4th at 7 at the West Barnstable Community Building to discuss these issues and others. So, Lionel, we'll see you then. Thanks for coming in. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Local News Authority, WXTK, West Yarmouth, and iHeart.
That's a very pleasant sound. I like that. News Radio 95, WXTK. It's Jim Kane sitting in for Ed Lambert. We'll get right into it. This is a fascinating yet strange issue. Motorcycles. My guest right in studio at this moment is Lionel Souza. Lionel,
yes,
correct pronunciation?
Yes.
The Barnstable County rep for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association, massmotorcycle.org. The Barnstable County rep. A couple of big rides, motorcycle rides coming up this spring and summer. The one I've been talking about most of the morning, Big Nick's Ride for the Fallen, which is in July, and the First Responders Freedom Ride in May. Why this is an issue is how many motorcycles, first of all, will be participating, do you think, in either or both events? Well, both events.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And the Big Nick's Ride really piles them up. We fill up where we start off up at Jailhouse, at Otis. We completely fill that place up.
That's 1,000 plus.
Easy.
Yeah.
And all the money's generated, for all the soldiers lost for protecting us.
Right. This event takes place, let me just get the date, July 24th. Again, as Lionel mentioned, it starts at the Barnstable County Correctional Facility. Leaves there, heads to the Bourne Rotary, goes on to Sandwich Road under the Sagamore Bridge to 6A. Takes 6A from Sandwich to Barnstable into Yarmouth, down Tucket Road, North Dennis, Station Avenue, and it essentially wraps up at the Dennis Yarmouth High School on Station Avenue on that date. Thousands of motorcycles and riders involved.
Yes, and people that don't have bikes show up, donate some money.
Yep. So, why is this news?
Because we have a gentleman in Yarmouth that lives nowhere near where these bikes ride, is complaining about noise, which he's also complained about vehicles, but he's somehow brought up motorcycles. And he wants the police department to check every single motorcycle before they go on the ride for pipes.
And whether they pass the threshold or come in under the threshold of decibels.
Right.
Do you think that's going to happen?
No, it hasn't happened yet. And, and I can't see... I mean, the police department themselves, they have their own work to do. Right. Unfortunately, they've got far more things to worry about than a motorcycle pipe.
Right. Or
a vehicle or anything else.
So we have now a citizen's petition. Anybody, that's our democracy at work, can petition your town government in this case to, is this what the petition's about, to have the police test the decibel levels?
Yes, and then he also, the other warrant, he wants it being reported how many motorcycles they pull over in a year's time.
Sorry, say that again. They want to.
He also wants the police department, to report to the town that how many bikes they've really checked out and find out how many passed and didn't pass.
Oh, so this is a year-round bike riding weather.
He feels the police are not doing their job, and they're out there doing far more.
Well, do you know what? And not that we can express that decibel level necessarily on the radio, but do you know what the maximum decibel level of a motorcycle is to just casually driving down Route 28?
Well, the pass the test got to be 99 decibels.
99 decibels
above that
is too loud.
Right.
Okay. Do you think most of these motorcycle Harley Davidsons were essentially talking about?
Well, some, like I've got baffles in mine.
Yeah.
Mine's it's not loud, but it has baffles.
Yeah.
That's what he's looking for. I have baffles.
Right.
But we have a thing for the MMA, when in town, throttle down.
Yes.
And we try to pass that to, educate our people on bikes.
Right.
We do have some people that, rev up being an idiot. But that's our philosophy as far as when in town, throttle down.
Yep. I usually hear that. I can hear the highway from my house, and I'm an early riser, and I think most folks, they know when it's sort of quiet out. You can hear a bike on the highway.
Right.
And, they're revving up the speed, and, it's 55, 65, whatever it might be. But that doesn't bother me. Then you have your nice Sunday afternoons where a group rides together, and for that few moments, maybe 10, 12, 15, maybe 25 people riding.
Correct.
And then it's gone,
But remember, the more motorcycles together,
Yeah.
is going to be noise.
Right.
That's no different than a playground with a bunch of kids.
Right.
There's going to be noise. We've had that problem in Yarmouth before, that playground on 6A. They complain about the kids making noise.
Yep.
I mean, whenever you have a bunch...
it gets louder.
Right.
It just is, it's nature. It's News Radio 95, WXTK. If you have a question for Lionel Souza, who's our guest until 10 o'clock, 508-775-9985, 1-888-WXTK-951. We're happy to talk to you about the issue. Lionel, you got some things coming up to address this issue. Can you address those meetings?
Yes, April 4th, this Monday coming, at the West Barnstable Community Center, the MMA is having a monthly meeting. We suggest anybody that's interested in helping us out to show up.
Okay, it's April 4th at 7.
It's at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9, and it's located on Route 149.
And what will be the agenda there?
The agenda is going to be about the noise pollution for Yarmouth. That's the main one, but we'll have other issues to go over, safety. And then we're getting everybody ready for the May 7th Yarmouth meeting when they try to pass this.
Who's going to pass? Who's going to try to pass?
Well, they're having the voting May 7th. So we're just getting in Yarmouth.
Gotcha. Right.
So we're just getting prepared for that.
I'm reading here, Harris Contos is the citizens we're talking about, submitted a pair of petition articles calling for required muffler screenings before large motorcycle rides and the public release of noise testing results. His past 4 attempts at addressing motorcycle noise have been essentially kicked out. No, take it elsewhere.
Past 2 years.
Forget it. Yeah, past 2 years. Of course, he's exercising his constitutional right of petition. That's fine. Is it more? Well, they call these kind of people gadflies. They just can't help themselves. They just got to throw themselves in the mix. And is it really a noise thing, or do you have any opinion on that?
I feel the man has no life. He sits around all winter long figuring out what to do when he comes to the Cape.
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of. He has no life.
All right. We got tons of calls we're going to get to as much as possible before the interview's over. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. My guest is Lionel Souza, the Barnstable County representative for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. Rick. Good morning, Rick. You're on WXTK with Lionel.
Hey, good morning, Jim. Good morning, Lionel. How you guys doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
Great. My name is Rick Gleason, and I'm actually the legislative director for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association, so I wanted to chime in here.
Please.
What Lionel's been talking about is obviously, what we're facing here. This gentleman, this petitioner, he does have the right to bring these special articles to town meeting. He's got the required signatures, and obviously we respect that because, again, that is his right to do so. However, what we're running into, it just seems that he's focusing only on motorcycles and motorcycles only. One thing I've noticed, we just went to the selectmen's meeting last week where they actually voted to not support these bills and kind of enter an unfavorable recommendation for the upcoming May 7th town meeting. But he specifically says that the testing is gratuitous and really of no value, yet he cites the regulations that actually define the testing, how to do it, and what equipment to use in his special article.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very convoluted argument that is just not enforceable by the local police department, and we have a big problem with that.
Well, it's bizarre that it gets to this level of, you guys are doing good. I talked about it earlier this morning, Lionel, before you came in, that, riders are some of the most philanthropic people going. Groups, motorcycle riders, you're supporting tons of great causes. And to see someone just to poke your eye with a stick about it all for an event that doesn't last all day, it's just
and it goes right by your place.
Yeah, boom, it's over. Well, Rick, are you going to be able to attend the Barnstable County meeting, the Lionel's meeting on April 4th? Are you going to be around for that?
Yes, definitely. I'm a resident of South Yarmouth, so I will be there. That's April 4th at 7 o'clock. We're inviting all riders to attend. And then obviously the town meeting is May 7. These special articles will be heard. They're special articles number 37 and number 38. So we're asking riders to be prepared for that. And one thing I do want to point out, Jim, is I did hear you in your opening monologue, and you were talking about the motorcycles, and you said that the motorcycle sound is the sound of?
Freedom.
Freedom. Appreciate that.
Getting goosebumps. Thanks a lot, Rick. It's the last, freedom. America, freedom of speech. A lot of America has gotten corporatized, I think. I think of like the Super Bowl, right? Great American event. Great sports event, millions of Americans participate. But it's corporatized. It's all commercialized. It's sponsored by this. What do you get any sponsors on your sweatshirt there? I see the logos for
MMA.
MMA. Simple as that. Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. A lot of, and it's the freedom of being. It's I'm not telling anybody anything they don't already know.
Basically, we're for safety, motorcycle safety.
Yep. A lot of responsibility. These guys. And what does it? Look twice, save a life. Is that
basically means that in sections for vehicles take left-hand turns constantly, wiping people out.
Yeah.
Take your time, look twice, and save a life. Don't just look and go. Look again.
Yeah. All right. News Radio 95. We'll get in, Dick, before the break for Walt Perkins update. Good morning, Dick. You're on WXTK with Lionel Souza.
Yes. My question to Lionel would be: is is there a backing? Does he have many backers against it as he is, or is it just him and a few? Any idea how many people are in favor of the noise reduction?
Other than the one citizen in Yarmouth?
I mean, are there a lot of people that are complaining that believe it?
Oh, no, there isn't. They have checked with the police department. They have no complaints at the police department. And all he needed was 10 signatures. Could be family, could be friends. So there is not a lot of people complaining about it. They're more on our side.
Okay, let's squeeze in Bill real quick. Bill and Brewster, you're on with Lionel Sousa. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
First off, you've been talking kind of derogatory about the guy that put the petition in, and he's just exercising his right.
No, we've acknowledged that.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't drive a vehicle, a car, that makes the noise of a motorcycle. I wouldn't get an inspection on it. And I swear I see these guys on motorcycles driving around with straight pipes. Here again, my car wouldn't pass inspection with that.
Okay, do you have a question for Lionel?
What right does he have to make this noise?
All right, that's, that is automobiles and, people that drive trucks.
He's complaining about automobiles also, but he's only singling out motorcycles, which the gentleman is probably, he's right. If the car was making a lot of noise, it won't pass.
Right.
But a motorcycle and a car with a two-cylinder versus a car with an eight-cylinder is totally different.
Right.
And we do, I got to agree with him too, with the guys with the straight pipes. That's what we say, throttle down when in town.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot revving up your engine.
Right. It's News Radio 95 WXTK, Lionel Sousa from the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. He is the Barnstable County rep. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. We'll take it right to 10 o'clock. It's News Radio 95. Let's check in with Walt Perkins. News Radio 95 WXTK. I'm Jim Kanan for Ed Lambert. My guest is Lionel Sousa. He's the Barnstable County rep for Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. And I just want to read something real quick here. The Bass River Rod and Gun Club people will be in attendance at this meeting April 4th, standing with us, the Mass Motorcycle Association, opposed to these motorcycle articles. And he also goes to say the president of the gun club also has a special article seeking to change the number of signatures for special articles from the current 10, meaning 10 signatures, to 100 in hopes of slowing down this individual or other individuals with future petitions. Frivolous petitions. 10 signatures,
It's nothing.
Yeah, you can get that in 5 minutes.
Right.
100 is more. Yeah, you get sort of...
You get an idea of who's against it.
Precisely. So Lionel is my guest. Let's go to Phil in West Yarmouth. Good morning, Phil. Do you have a question, or what are your thoughts on the topic?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
In a way, I can kind of see this guy's point, and I'll tell you why. There's always, like any topic, there's always a couple of rogue guys that the first thing they do is punch out their mufflers, and they got this thing for noise.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at one point or another, all of us have had the ground shake with a couple of these dopes that, think that the best thing in the world is revving up an unmuffled bike. But, the real responsibility, these have to be inspected for safety and for noise annually. So, the real responsibility falls back on whoever does the inspection. They have a sticker, like all cars do, that they have to fold up and keep on their person, But, that being said, he's looking at it through his own rose-colored glasses. The majority of these rides are for a purpose. They're not out there just to make noise. They're for a good purpose, something that, normally benefits the community.
Right.
But I also think that going from 10 to 100 signatures, it may sound good in this particular scenario.
Oh, I think it sounds good in all scenarios, personally.
I really don't. I think
you get 10 people together that are, miserable cranks, and, they'll waste anybody's time.
Undoubtedly. But in a true democracy, that's how it works. And keep in mind now, these days, the old adage, majority rules, very seldom apply. So it's something everybody needs to think about. Normally, it's the opposite.
All right.
Today, but
well, thanks.
That's my 2 cents, guys.
I appreciate you participating, Phil. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. Lionel, anything?
Oh.
The petition, you like the 100 signatures.
Of course, because it doesn't matter what it is they're going to do. You'd have to have more people to be against something. There's only 10 people.
Yeah. Okay. Bob and Marion, you're on with Lionel Sousa. This is News Radio 95. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Good morning. with these loud pubs and all, there's always a small group that spoils it for everybody else.
Right.
But
Correct.
there's one thing that's going to happen, and it's coming more and more motorcycles are now required to have catalytic converters. Once you put those on a muffler system or an exhaust system, it's going to quiet down all the bikes. You'll still have the old guys with their carburetors and their straight pipes and stuff, but as time goes on, I think you'll just slowly see that peter out.
Well, the majority of them with the straight pipes are a lot of the older bikes, 60 and older. And they never came with baffles or anything.
No, that's true. But, it's, like I said, it's always a few, whether it's 4-into-1 or straight pipes on the twins, so on and so forth.
Correct.
But I think
You're right
after
on
a period
that.
of time, they're going to start inspection for emissions on motorcycles, and that's coming. Harley-Davidson did it. They didn't switch to fuel injection because they don't like carburetors, just so they could pass emissions.
Right.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. It's News Radio 95 WXTK. My guest has been Lionel Souza, the Barnstable County rep for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Association. The big meeting, April 4th at 7 at the West Barnstable Community Building to discuss these issues and others. So, Lionel, we'll see you then. Thanks for coming in. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
We are Cape Cod's local news authority. WXTK, West Yarmouth, and iHeart.